Now for the track guide. Before starting, if you want to improve at a quicker pace, check out my website. A lot of courses right there, especially for this car, that can help you gain a lot of lap time. Now going into the track guide, we have to skip the oval part because it's just a big straight, and we start directly in the normal turn 1 of Monza. So in terms of the braking, reference for braking, you will look at the 150, you will look at the 100, and you will start to be applying the brakes when this green part of the wall ends, like this one right here. When this ends, you're going to be applying the brakes. So notice that it's almost in between the 100 and 150. Braking in a straight line, because the straight after this corner is quite long, we can go into ABS. We can brake close to 100%, but it's important to trail off quickly so that we won't trigger the ABS at turn in. So when you're just braking on a straight line, you can really brake hard here. You're gonna gain a lot of lap time. Then use this green opening to just increase a little bit the radius of the corner. So your left tire should be here. And then in the middle of the green part on the left side, you're gonna be turning into the corner in first gear. Super important to use a lot of steering wheel lock because you will have low speed. So look how much steering we're using right here. Make sure you're really using the wheel because trail braking alone won't be enough. You have to cut the curb because the idea is to have the car as much as we can on the right side to cut the next corner of the chicane more easily. So look, we're positioning the car so at turn in, the car is in the center right. This is important, and you won't achieve it if you don't cut the curb hard enough. Now, in terms of your inputs, in between these two corners of the chicane, you should give a blimp of throttle. Notice here in the telemetry, we just keep it a little bit, but it's gonna matter. And then we're gonna brake again in first gear. Make sure you're getting completely over this red sausage curve like that. The TC can take it, the suspension can take it, you will shorten the distance, but also the most important part about it is that you will use less steering wheel angle on your way out. Because if you go around the curb, you have to crank the steering a little bit more. So you're using the steering a little bit more. This means you have to ease off the throttle application because this amount of steering plus the throttle mean that the car will slide, the rear tires will just overheat. So in order to avoid this, we cut the curb so that we can be more aggressive. Look at the throttle application initially, very, very aggressive. And you have this big straight to cool off the tires. So you can really push hard in turn 1 without being afraid that you will lose tire performance. Now, if you're pushing really hard all the laps, it might start to be adding up. But in general, the Ferrari fixed is quite a short race. So you really have to push. If you're not doing the fixed, if you're doing the open series, maybe not with the Ferrari fixed, but you know, just driving the Ferrari at Monza and you have an open setup, then yes, you have to manage the tire temps a lot more. You have to avoid going into ABS in turn 1. And also, if you're doing that, make sure you're checking Go setups. Like, they have a lot of setups. They're quick. I love them. You can use the code in the video description. It's going to give you a 10% discount, which is the highest discount that they have at the moment for partners. So definitely you want to check it out if you're just doing open setup. Setups are quite quick. Now, going into the next chicane, reference for braking here will be before the 100 and more exactly when this concrete on the right side ends. Like right now, you should be applying the brakes. Brake in a straight line, don't brake as hard. You can carry more speed into this corner if you're comparing it with turn 1. But what's important here is you will be in second gear and you will put your left tire almost brushing this grass. I'm not talking about the green part of the curb, I'm talking about the grass itself. So cut a lot. The moment that you hit the curb, push the throttle. Your goal will be to reach close to 90% throttle before going into the next corner of the chicane, then dropping it a little and push it back on. Notice that we're cutting the curbs a lot. Notice that we're preparing the chicane by being a little bit more on the left so we can open the right hand side of the last corner of the chicane. And notice that we're not dropping the throttle to 0. So in terms of the telemetry, if you're looking here, you should be expecting to go past 80% on throttle initially. 90% to 100 will be ideal. Then drop it, but don't drop it to 0 and then pick it back up quickly. this is how you have a good chicane around here. Now for this corner, reference for braking here is a bit harder to find. It's mostly done on feel. You can use the moment that this wiper gets on the orange part of the wall on the right side, like right now. You can have this reference for braking. You will brake quite soft, but you will trail brake for longer. So still braking, 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 up until you see this orange part of the wall once again. When you're close to it, then you're going to be applying the throttle. So it's a soft brake application, but a longer one, really emphasizing the trail braking. Now in the next corner, the trail braking will be important, but not as important as the previous one, because we can brake a bit harder here and then push more weight on the front tires. So reference for braking before the 50, braking harder than before, and then trailing, but not as much, you see. And the moment that we get to the curb, we go completely over the green part of it, push the throttle immediately. Even before hitting that part of the curb, you should be pressing the throttle, because this is a big straight. And every milliseconds that you're earlier on the throttle, it means that you will gain time on the straight. And now we go into the last chicane of the track. Reference for braking will be the 100 board. At the 100, brake in a straight line. Use this part of the curbing to open up the corner. Then trail brake. Make sure you're cutting this curb, and the moment that you cut it, you're pushing the throttle. You shouldn't prepare too much this corner. You should be going to 100% throttle and keep it. Don't drop the throttle, keep it like that. Even if you get pushed wide, you can cut completely over the last curb like that, you see. So in terms of inputs, braking, not that much trail brake, cut the first corner of the chicane, and then stay at 100% throttle. It's gonna be super important. And now we're heading towards the corner that will lead to a huge straight. So what you're gonna do here is that you will brake in the middle of the green part on the left side, close to the end, but when you're in the middle, generally you should be preparing for braking. In fourth gear, downshifting to third, and now long trail braking, still trailing, still on the brakes, still holding the brakes, up until you get to this pole on the right side. When you get close to this and the wiper cuts it, then you will push the throttle aggressively. The car should be tracking out wide like this, having the white line almost in the center of the car, and then bring it back on the right side. So we're taking the shortest path around here. And in short, that's the lap. Quite a long lap because of the oval part. Racing will be intense because of the drafting, but I hope you have a nice week around here. And once again, if you want to improve at a quicker pace, GitGUDRacing.com, GoSetups.com. Thanks for watching, thanks for sticking around, bye bye.